Bonjour. Right, another 6. Well, a little bit of a mix this week, to be fair. My comic review this week. Yeah, anyway, let's get on with it. This first one, Sergeant Rock is back, written by Bruce Campbell. I missed issue 1, and I was gutted I did, but yeah, we'll get into that. Really enjoyed this as well. Scotty Young is proving himself to be just as good a writer as he is an artist as well, and Humberto Ramos on the art duties. So a little bit of a dream team for me, to be fair. I've loved Humberto Ramos' artwork for a long while. This continues to be, look at the cover on this, beautiful. Continues to be great, and I know that's quite standard. There's 2 new ones here I haven't reviewed before. That one and this one I know I have, but we have got to praise, you know, they kind of make it look easy, these guys. If you're writing Batman and Spider-Man making it look easy, it is not easy. This though, this is the hit of the week. Damn them all. We will get into it, but that's my hit of the week. And then there's a couple I've got to mention. Venom is again, I know I only done this, I think it was only last week. It was only very recently, but the next issue's suddenly out. And you know I'm only trying to catch up, and I'm trying to approach this as if, like, you know, you're coming back to a comic shop, or it's your first time in a comic shop. So I will keep banging on about Venom. I'll keep banging on about this as well. Provocative cover. Saucy cover, look at that. Oh, what the hell is Peter Milligan doing there? Absolution, I know I spoke about it before. I'll only whiz through those, but I've just got to give good comics a shout out. That's all I want to do. This one as well I've reviewed, and again I will only just whiz through it or give it a shout out here. We'll just have a little whiz through, like I say. But this one I literally don't know what the hell's going on there, but I want to talk about it. I'll leave it till last so you can possibly skip it. Anyway, let's get on with it. Let's get the scroll gone, and let's take a look at these little babies. Right, we begin with this man. Look, lovely cover, Gary Frank. You know, it's going to attract you to any comic. Limited series, 2 of 6, DC horror. I don't know why. Nice artwork by old Rizzo, whatever his name is, who did 100 Bullets. Now, this just Eduardo Rizzo. Now this just romps along like you wouldn't believe, and it's written by Bruce Campbell, who, you know, do I have to introduce Bruce Campbell from Evil Dead? Of course I don't. And he's writing a World War II zombie story with all the characters, and he does. This is issue 2. I haven't read issue 1. And it does exactly what it says on the tin. And I didn't know whether I loved 100 Bullets when Eduardo did it, and this is great. This is just great zombie action. And if you know, if you're in the mood for some zombies, funny enough, there's a Charlie Adlard comic in this week's review. You know, a little bit of a link there, guys. But look, even I really did enjoy all this batter pap and the butter and pop. I mean, come on. Literally, look how sparse it is. It's artwork, but fair play, you still have to write this stuff. You still have to write these panels, and with an artist as great as him, this is one of the best things I've seen him do, artwork wise. he's proving with this comic he can draw anything, and it is just a romp. That's all. That's the only word I can use to describe this stuff. Kapow, and a zombie blows up. I don't have to explain the story, do I? But they use Sergeant Rock and all the characters. They literally do. But what an economy of storytelling! This really is good. It really, like I say, just does everything it says on the tin. And I know I'm kind of quickly running through it because you get the idea. You get the idea. Look, this is marvellous stuff. Marvellous. And again, you could say very traditional, very standard, but no, you can't. But anyway, Eduardo Rizzo, that's the best thing I've seen him do. And Bruce Campbell, I know he's done bits and pieces in the past. That's the first thing I've read of his. This is a beauty as well. This is a beauty. I know I said Damn Them All is my hit of the week. This is a close second, because this is the best thing I've seen. Humberto Ramos, I've been a massive fan of his from day one, and the image stuff he did, the vampire comic thing he done, and all that, and how his style has gone from glossy, how can I say, like that digitally. Look at this is beautiful stuff. And Scotty Young writing it, I mean, what a dream team, really, with this style Humberto Ramos has kind of settled on. I love it. It's, I mean, Scotty Young has got that very cartoony style, which I love, and Humberto Ramos did as well back in the, but it was more when he was doing, was it Impulse he did for DC back in the day? I don't know, hit me up in the comments if I've got that wrong. But then he went over to and he done 2 runs of stuff on for Image, the titles escape me, but with Scotty Young writing and Humberto Ramos with this really more relaxed style, it's still that cartoony, almost Scotty Young style, if you bear with me. But it's not as overt now. The cartoon style, it's not as overt, and the story, like I say, Scotty Young has proven himself to be a great writer, and he's doing a lot of writing at the moment. Look who it ain't drawn in the only way Humberto Ramos can do it, and this stuff. I mean, it's purely him, but his style, he's muted it enough. Without that sounding like a bad word, without the thick, he used to do some thick overlaying, like outlines and stuff, and that was impactful for superhero stuff. But with this, and I know it's magic. This is Kids in the Magic Academy. We haven't heard that one before, but with Scotty Young writing it and using the Marvel characters, and these are all new to me. And I know I get from this comic that we've seen these, not thingy, but we've seen these before, but I haven't. I've come to this, number one, pure. And as a story, this really did build and build. And you can tell, look at this. This is great stuff. Humberto Ramos can handle all this, but then we're back again to some intense, some of the personal stuff. Back in the day, Humberto Ramos wouldn't have looked, how can I say, more angular, it would have been just more superhero-y, it would have been more muscular. And do you know what, he really has, like, calmed himself down, not in an horrible way. Look, it's all great stuff, and full kudos to the colouring as well, which I am going to have to quickly whiz back and just mention, because the colouring in this, again, Edgar Delgado, oh wow, an artist in his own right, and again, superb, the colouring, you know, what we're getting here from artwork, whichever way they create it, it's good stuff. That is, you know, well, I wouldn't be showing you it if I didn't recommend it. Oh, excuse me. Detective Comics. Look at this beautiful. I thought this was this is cover of the week, I've got to say. And however, Raphael has done this, it's just beautiful. Bringing together some where the influence is coming from in this, but to be brave enough, and full credit to DC for putting a cover like this out for a Batman title. You know, this is a brave choice for a cover. Love this stuff. This is a brave choice. So we've got to give a lot of credit to DC and the editorial team for being that brave. Obviously, Dave Stewart on the covers here, and he's Evan Cagle, is that on the covering? Sorry, do apologise. I've said it was Raphael who does the interior artwork, but anyway, a beautiful cover. Now, Raphael Albuquerque, who's doing the artwork, he's not so hot on the day-to-day stuff, shall we say, but I'm loving his artwork, don't get me wrong, but look how you can tell he relishes. Look at this. Look how he relishes. Look how his artwork comes alive when he's dealing with the other stuff, not the day-to-day, not the cops and robbers, but look, you can tell he comes alive with this with this stuff. Love it. I'm really enjoying it. I think this is really brave for and it's Ram V again, who you know if you followed my videos before, but if you haven't, Ram V is writing. When you see his name on a comic, give it a try. Give it a try. I'm not saying any of these guys and girls are perfect, but these two together are doing some nice stuff, and I do try and keep it all spoiler free. And it's just a different take. You know, I did say a few weeks ago when I first reviewed this, so it's more of a gothic, and it really is. It really does have this gothic feel to it. You know, the characters, the designs, the storyline that they're doing. I think they really do deserve some praise for this comic, DC. I've got to say, they really could just rest back on their laurels and the Batman and, oh no, this is a bit too weird or wonderful. You know, they really could have given these guys a hard time trying to get this done. Like, reminds me of the Gene Colan Tomb of Dracula, which I did recently, but anyway, but look at this, just somebody's, just Albuquerque's take on Two-Face. Love it. I love it. And also, now this Simon Spurrier, British writer, that I'm gonna speak about in a minute, who've done Damn Them All, my hit of the week. These backup stories in these Batman comics are absolutely superb. I mean, don't get me wrong, I haven't really got a clue what's going on here in this storyline, but they are worth a reading themselves. And I have banged on, if you've noticed over the weeks, I have banged on about these stories. And again, this is a Batman comic, don't forget. Whether it's a backup story or not, I really do appreciate the fact that Hayden Sherman, this artist, I don't know, I haven't seen him do it. You know, that's the name I don't know. He might have done. But obviously, Simon Spurrier is a good writer, and it's just well worth. It's just a good read with that backup story as well. It's just worth that extra. Well, it's an extra $1 in America. I don't know what that. And just quickly going from art. Just how someone can deliver. John Romita Jr., Zeb Wells writing. This is pure how you do Spider-Man. How many more years? Obviously, this is all standard setup stuff, but when it comes, bang, here we go. then it's all, you get that 3, 4, 5 pages of setup and you think, oh, all right. But I tell you what, once this gets going, only John Romita Jr. can handle stuff in this way. Maybe Brian Hitch, that we're going to have a look at, doing Venom, can handle this epic stuff, having said that. And you need artists of this calibre to pull this stuff off. You really do. In anyone else's hands, and then back again. You know, it is almost like editing in a TV show, where, you know, the beginning of something you're going to binge, and here we go, thwack, quack, crack. But I'm speeding through this one, and there's more hobgoblins. Look, oh god! But you could have seen that if you flipped through it in the shop. So I know I say I don't do the spoilers, but yes, John Romita Jr. on Spider-Man. There we go. This is one weird and wonderful comic book. Like I say, my hit of the week. Damn them all. Simon Spurrier started off, he's an English writer, started off with 2000 AD, done Future Shocks and stuff like that. This is a story, it's almost like how we all want Hellblazer to be. That's all I'm going to say about this one. This, I thought, was going to, this format, and Charlie Adlard has done enough good shit over the years. I thought this was going to irritate me, that format at the beginning, but it was just enough. It was just enough. And then we're into what you think is a typical kind of gangstery set in England kind of story with a bit of magic thrown in. And I'll tell you what, this was real good. Considering, like, the main character, and she's got an hammer on the cover and she's got the hammer here, and you're thinking, oh no, not that Tom Hardy film. No, it's not like that. There are a lot of different stereotypical tropes in this, but wow, does he mix them in. I've got to say, he really mixes them in. It makes me want to go back and find out what else Simon Spurrier has done. And they give was a really nice touch. So when the demons turn up, they kind of give you this page out of the Sanctum Sanctorium of the what's it? Very London centric, very England, but enough. Like I say, it's like a Hellblazer on crack, really. No pun intended with the hero holding the hammer. With Charlie Adlard, there's not a lot I can kind of, you know, what he does, what he delivers. This is a little bit of a step up for him with this stuff, to be fair. An advancement in his style, you know, as you go through the years, just churning out the same old. And it's unexpected how it, as an issue one, yeah, you think you know how this is going to be and how this is going to start and end, and it just gives you enough. Of that. But that's my hit of the week. Like I say, not because it's such glorious artwork, because Charlie Adlard delivers on a different level, and it's a story that doesn't. That's a story that doesn't need this epic scale, like John Romita Jr., Brian Hitch, and I know Venom was one that I only did, but I've just got to say, I know I recommended it the other day, but I've just got to show this artwork, how he makes, and I know he did the Ultimates back in the day, this man's artwork, it absolutely bursts. It's like every panel is trying to contain the characters within it, if that makes sense. This artwork is so good, and it is. I'm not saying his style is like John Romita Jr. The impact, their structure, look, their structuring of a superhero comic book is, you know, the two of them. this stuff, look at it, it bursts off the pages. Look, the pages can just about hold the panels. You know, I love this stuff. Yeah, and I literally do think this is what makes comics exciting. Sometimes, you know, little contained panels. Like when there's one off the scale, bom 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 bom, off the scale again, off the scale. You know, the helicopter's turned up, off the scale. This is how you do it. This is exactly how you do it. Look, bang! It's marvelous. I won't dwell on that because obviously I'm doing more than my usual 6. Only because like I don't want to repeat myself too much. And another recommendation, I know I said about I know I said about this before with Mike Diodato Jr.'s artwork looking like Paul Gulacy. It still does. That ain't a bad thing, but it's Paul Gulacy updated with this kind of photorealistic style. And Peter Milligan is really doing some good stuff. He really is. I love the way they do these intro covers and they're making it very modern. Just a real skewed look at where things can go. Just what good sci-fi. This is what good sci-fi should be. And it isn't non-stop like pulse pounding action like Venom I just showed you. It is more toing and froing with why she's doing it, what's going to happen. You know, pulling back out of, you know, this is a more grown up story. Even though you have got your action and yeah, she has got to kill people. You know, she's got to take someone out every month. Nevertheless, I still want to I want to keep recommending it because it is a good modern. It's a good modern, well written, well drawn, doing something different with the panels. You know, maybe that won't be all your cup of tea. It can get a little bit over the top, but believe me, it's part of it. It's kind of part of it, and you'll know when you read the story how what I mean. I mean, he's even, look at what they've done on the cover, almost subliminally. Cool, that came out right first time. And then just really quickly, just allow me to recommend this again. This guy, this geekyOlhog, I know I've recommended this artwork before, this European style artwork with this story of magic that Mark Millar's doing. I don't know, he's doing a whole kind of, what's it of them? This is a throwback. This is the throwback to an art style that, what I particularly liked this issue, so one of the characters is reading a comic, and I know it's a well-worn trope, but as a European guy, and with this European artist and this in kind of this sepia tone, I really did like this in this sepia tone. It almost makes you want to read like the whole run of all these comics and then back in. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm just gonna highlight in case you haven't watched any of my other videos. This guy's art style, and obviously it's Mark Millar writing it, so you're not going to be disappointed story wise. And obviously the cover ain't going to sell it, is it? Unless I rave about it or you read a review, that cover ain't selling it. to be perfectly honest, but it's a great read. Honestly, it is a great read. Right, now here we go. Now I picked this up and I thought I'd try it. I thought I'd hate it, and I don't know whether I do or not. But I want to show you, and hopefully I want to get someone, hopefully a discussion going on this, because Tim Drake Robin, I thought, was a superhero, and there's certain things you expect. I've showed you Zeb Wells and Romita Jr. delivering on Spider-Man. I've shown Venom, the guys on is it Ram V and Brian Hitch on Venom? No, yeah, Ram V, Brian Hitch on Venom. Right, and then you pick this up, and I thought, I'm liking the style, and I thought, again, this is brave, but is this Tim Drake Robin? I'm confused about this one. I'm not hating on it. I'm not hating on it, because what I want to do is bring everyone positives. I think what I'm doing here with this one is showing you just how much DC, and again, credit to them, it's just kind of how much DC are putting themselves out to try different stuff. You know, like the other stuff I've reviewed before, the Future Gotham, whatever it's called, and that. These different styles and these different, but I'm just not sure with this, with Tim Drake and this. I like the guy's art style. I like Humberto Ramos and Scotty Young, who I've been talk raving about. This style is great. I'm loving it, but is it really what we want with Tim Drake, with Robin? Unless we're going to make it a bit of whimsy. I'm not so sure, and this isn't whimsy, is it? This is where I'm not, like I say, I'm not saying, you know, perhaps that's, I'm asking you lot for guidance with this one. I think that's what I'm trying to do, like give me more reasons than maybe what I'm trying to explain to love it. You know, this stuff does work. This stuff looks good, to be fair. It reminds me a little bit, a tiny bit, Darwin Cook, when he was doing that Catwoman stuff. But I don't think this is as halfway as near as accomplished. And yeah, I don't know why I'm not buying it. Well, I bought it, but but I mean buying into the art, buying into this style. But anyway, I just thought I'd run through it and just air my kind of views on it. And like I say, I'm not hating it. This is, you know, like stuff like this is great, and it's almost like the Batman mimic in a way. But then you look at that and I think, but stuff like this is good. Don't know what it is. So if you can help me out on this one and get involved, I'd really appreciate it. And with this one, I will leave it there. I'll leave it with a rat-a-tat-a-tat-tat-tat. This stuff's good. It is good. I don't care. It's skinny legs. It's style. I like style, like stylistic. But you've got to match it. I think you've got to match it with the right characters, I think. Anyway, I shall leave it there. Hope you enjoyed that run through of, well, more than 6. I've just made it up as I've gone along this week, haven't I, really? And I will bid you adios.